Hi everyone, this is Morgan. I'm your teacher for Studio Concepts this semester. And in this next video on customizing your website, we're going to talk about building pages and subpages so you can display your projects. So I'm picking up right where the last video left off. We're in the preview for our current incarnation of the Studio Concepts site. So I'm going to X out of this to go back to my regular back-end view. So we now have our calendar and a link to the course page on the home page. What we really need to do now is make it so you can actually add your own studio work and your own written work to this site. So if you aren't already there, navigate over to your Pages tab here in this right-hand panel. And we currently only have a home page. So the first thing you want to do is click on this Add Page icon and enter Project 1. And once you do that, once it's updated, we'll see Project 1 appears in this banner here. So we can now navigate between these two different pages. So on this main Project 1 page, you're going to put your studio work. So you're going to update your studio assignments. You're going to show either images, video, whatever is best for your project on this main page. What you're entering first, your first assignment, is actually a reading response, and we don't want that on this main page because it could clutter it up, kind of ruin the flow of your visual work. So instead, we're going to add page, do everything the same way, and say reading response. And it defaults to make it its own unique page, but what we're going to do is drag it under Project 1 to make it a subpage. So if you hover on the left side of this reading response box, you'll see this little grid. That'll allow you to drag it up, and you could technically move it just ahead of Project 1, but what we're actually doing is dragging it into Project 1. So you'll see Project 1 is now highlighted. If I drop it, it disappears from this bar, but when I click the drop down, I can see it as an option under Project 1, which is exactly what I wanted. While we're already here, it would be easy to build out your subpages for each written assignment within Project 1. There's 6, but 2 of them are done via Google Forms, so we'd only have to make 3 more really quickly. So those are the intent statement, and then the project statement, and then the last one would be the post crit or critique response. So again, they all default to be their own page, but you can just click and drag and drop, so they're all within Project 1. So now when I click on Project 1, if I want to see your actual work, I would actually just click on Project 1 itself. And then if I wanted to see any of the written assignments, I would click on the drop down. So that's an important thing to note, is navigating. It's actually easy to skip over the important studio page just by clicking the drop down. So you'll have to click on Project 1 itself to go to your studio page. So we've done all this so that you can enter your first reading response. So let's navigate back to your reading response page by clicking on it. And here's where you'll enter your response to our time reading. So to do that, go back to the Insert tab, and you could do a few different things. You could just click on text box and enter your response here. That's totally fine. If this format works well for you, that's great. You get minimal formatting options. I don't see why that would have to be a problem, but if for whatever reason this format is not your favorite, remember that you can insert different things other than just a basic text box, image, etc. You could just insert a Google Doc if that's an easier format for you. So if you're not used to Google Docs, I'll give you a quick tour. Back in my email, if I just click on that grid we've used before, one of the areas of my Google account I can explore is Docs. So here I could just choose to make a blank doc by clicking that plus sign, and I could say reading response, and I could add that stuff here. And you don't need to constantly save Google Docs, they automatically update. So even if I just navigate away from here for a second, go back to the course page we've been building, under Insert, if I choose to insert a doc, any recent docs will appear at the top. So I'll just say reading response. And it hasn't fully updated, but you can see it's beginning to enter that Google Doc that I've been working on. So either through typing out using the text box or through embedding a Google Doc, this video has walked you through how to make a projects page, how to make subpages, and how to enter your reading response.